Yo, what's going on? It's the NRW, where nerds rule the world and the nerds of color. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange. And I'm excited and delighted to be joined with the co-director and writer of First Date, Manuel Crosby. There he is on the screen. First Date arrives in theaters and on demand July 2nd. Before I get into it with Manuel, I'm going to throw it to the trailer right now so you can check out what it's all about, and then we'll get into our conversation. So here we go. First Date, y'all.
So, when are you going to ask her out?
What?
When are you going to ask her out?
Pick up your phone, call her, get a date with her.
Hello? Mike, are you busy? Do you want to hang out?
Yeah.
Pick me up at 7?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool. See you tonight.
You're seeing her tonight.
I'm seeing her tonight.
You're picking her up.
Yeah.
What car are you going to use? The invisible one?
I know you're thinking paint's kind of faded and the chrome's not so bright, but this thing runs like a scalded dog. What do you say?
Hey.
I gotta run to parents. I'll be there around 8.
No problem.
Where's the car? If I'd have known, you think for 1 second I would have sold that kid the car?
If I don't get my drugs, I'm gonna kill everyone.
I found this in a glove compartment.
Kelsey! Are you eating or going out?
This freaking car is right here.
Donnie found the car!
Stuff must have been in there before I got the car. It's not mine.
It's not his. It's ours.
What? Hey, just take the car, throw my bike off, and then run it over. That's how I'm late.
Where's the car?
I don't have it.
That is my score.
We can all get what we need from this situation. What do you want?
The Coke.
The money.
Long-term partnership.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Bring him down, boys. Bring him down.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much fun are you having right now?
Date night just keep getting better and better, don't it?
Boom. There you go. First Date. Go see it in theaters and on demand July 2nd. You see him on the screen. What's up, Manuel? How are you?
Hey man, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Man, I'm hyped, man. As you can tell, it's lit when you get to talk to other filmmakers and creators that are doing it, and just you know, it's a struggle. I'm a filmmaker myself. It's hard to make these films happen. Shout out and congrats to you with it being a Sundance favorite and getting all the love. And now you're on this press tour, man. Props to you, man, because I know how hard it is to make this happen.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a total dream come true. You know, Darren and I never expected this was where I was going to lead. We were just hoping to make a cool flick and figured it would get out there somehow, you know, trickle out slowly. But this has been a rollout we never could have predicted. And we're so stoked, so psyched about it. So thank you.
Definitely, man. Well, again, props. I'm giving you those flowers, bro. Got to give you those flowers. So I got to ask you, man, this film is wild. This film is a trip. How did this germ of an idea seep into your brain and then you put it down on the paper with your writing partner, Darren Knapp?
Well, to be honest, it started because I was having car problems back in 2017. I was at Darren's house. We were having breakfast and I was just like, you know, my car had just had the catalytic converter went out and I was just like, you know, commiserating, like, why does this always happen? You know, like, how is it so hard to find a reliable used car? It's because you don't know what was done with that car, who had it. You just never know. You're buying a mystery box every time. So I was kind of joking around. I was like, that'd be a funny idea for a movie. Some high school kid buys his first car and like he gets the mystery box of all mystery boxes that leads him into some crazy situations. Like, what if it had such a checkered backstory that it turned his first date night, you know, into chaos? And we're laughing about it. So we start throwing ideas back and forth, set pieces, funny happenings. And like, by the end of that breakfast that we were having, we had the whole plot outline of the movie. And I was just like, whoa, I want to see this movie. Like, let's make it happen. So we start fleshing out the characters, you know, and I'm just falling in love with it and feeling the vibe. It had such a strong vibe that connected with movies we loved and bonded over as friends, and that got us like excited about making movies as well. So it all just felt right. Everything came together, and I knew in my heart, I was like, we got to make this movie. I don't know how we're gonna do it just yet, but let's do it. And yeah.
Hell yeah. And you did it, man. And it looks amazing, even though it's a low budget film, you know what I'm saying? With the way you shot it and the way it flowed, it works. You can compare it to other films. I've seen a lot of films as, as a filmmaker and as an interviewer and doing these podcasts. It's right there. So you make the film, you get it working. What was it like? What was like maybe some of the hardest aspects of creating this film? Let's start off with the cast. I think you nailed it. Yeah. You had a great cast of characters, number one, but then you have to hire the actors to play these roles. I think you nailed it with the chemistry with Shelby and Tyson. They really rocked the roles, but there's also some wild, notable other actors that you got cast. Yeah. So shout out to the cast. Can you tell me a little bit about the casting process involved with making this project?
Totally. Yeah. So we actually cast pretty much all locally in our Northern California area. A lot of the actors are from kind of the greater Sacramento area. And we shot the movie in Valley Springs, California, about an hour outside Sacramento. So it made sense. We knew we were going to have a spread out shooting schedule. So it'd be good to have performers who were in close proximity to make everything work as we were shooting around all of our day jobs. The only actor who wasn't local was the dude from the first scene, played by Todd Goebel, who was a friend of mine from down in LA. Came out for a day, we shot his scene and had a great time. But anyway, really what we were looking for, as you mentioned, was number one, people who could bring personality to their characters, because we really love these movies that where even the small roles have personality, and they feel like people who have interesting, weird, like lives that are not even in the movie, but you can kind of feel it. They're funny, they're weird, they have their issues and problems, and they stick in your mind. There's a iconography to the way they look, almost like a borderline cartoon, but not quite there. But that's cool because it makes them memorable, So we were looking for that, number one. And then once you find people who kind of fit those molds and bring that energy to their roles, you see if they work well together. You see if they have the group chemistry, and that was huge. So we would do test shoots to see how people played off of each other. And, we did get very lucky in that a lot of them did just wind up playing out of each other beautifully. And then from there, it's like just rehearsal, letting the actors bring more flavor to their roles through improvisation or suggestions or digging into certain motivations. And, we tweaked the script as we went with that. And that's when it really just all started to come to life. You see how everybody is clicking, things are working, the chemistry is there. And I just started to get excited about seeing this many crazy, awesome characters in one movie, because I love movies like that. And it was really cool to be a part of that tradition. So
heck yeah. Speaking on that, the book club, essentially, in a way, that these wild villain character, if you want to call them the villains, that in regards to the improv, you brought improv, some of that felt like that in a way. Was that improv or was that scripted? Because it was it felt that they had fun with it.
Exactly, they did. And I think with the book club, through the rehearsal process, we kept revising the script. So when we got to the set, it was like the details of the dialogue were pretty well set. A lot of the rhythms were pretty well set. I will say there were a lot of F-bombs improv'd into this movie by the actors. It's something about you hand an actor a fake gun, all of a sudden they just want to scream the F word, but it worked for the personalities of these messed up people. And we were laughing about it. So we're like, let's just keep it, let's just keep them going. But so there was a little improv in there at times as well, but we would usually do a couple takes on book, and then we would do some improv takes if there was time, which there usually was. The character of Dennis, who was not in the book club, but was like, in the movie and kind of an unsavory individual on his own, he improv'd almost everything that he said. And that was just that actor's process. Scott Noble, he was so funny off the cuff that we would just let him go. and it brought a really funny, interesting counterpoint to the dialogue that just made everything come to life. So yeah, kind of a mixed process.
Well, I'm looking forward to if we get the DVD Blu-ray comes out, man. I hope we get some BTS, some outtakes, because I know there's got to be some hilarious moments that you couldn't all keep in the film.
Yeah, there definitely is. I hope to see it too. We did deliver that to our distributor. We'll see if it makes it onto the disc, but man, there's some funny stuff. I hope people get to see it.
Excellent. So again, this is a wild film. What would you say was like one of the hardest or wildest moments on set that you're making this film and making it happen that you can recall?
Totally. I think probably the wildest thing to shoot was the big set piece at the end. I don't know if we're doing spoilers or not, but it's very complicated and complex.
I'll throw it up. Hashtag spoilers. I'll throw that in the edit.
All right. Well,
there we go.
It's the scene where everybody comes together and it gets crazy. There's guns, there's blood, there's stunts, there's all this stuff. And it was crazy to shoot that because it even though we're looking for a feeling of chaos on the screen, it has to be very controlled in the execution of it for time, for budget, for safety. So that was the most extensively planned out part of the movie. Everything was storyboarded, everything was rehearsed and planned over a long time span. And because of our budget, we had to be very careful with resources. We could only shoot a certain number of bullets, 1.5 takes for every shot where someone's shooting a gun. That's all we had. So like, if you didn't get it on take 1, maybe you get a take 2, but better get it this time. And that's the way we went about it, man. And it was the biggest filmmaking challenge that I've ever been a part of, not to mention scheduling that many people to show up at the same place, at the same time and be focused. So shout out to anybody who does that sort of thing for a living. I mad respect to you. But, we pulled it off, and the feeling we had at the end of that shoot was it was so gratifying. It just felt like we did it. This is the biggest challenge we ever had, and we did it. And this movie's going to be cool. And if this is all we get out of it, it was worth it. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man. To know that you guys did this as a part-time, you guys aren't full-time filmmakers, and you made a very film-esque film. You made a film that nice. Can rival and can accompany a lot of films that are in Hollywood that are being released. Well done. Bravo.
Thank you, man.
So I enjoyed myself. It was crazy. It was wild. And the film's called First Date. And I brought this up with Tyson and Shelby when I talked to them. What's up with the second date? I would love to, these characters, they're still alive. Their roles are still there. There's some characters I would love to see come back, but you killed them.
I know, me too, man. And that's the one problem with doing a sequel. I was like, I love working with all these actors. We can't use half of them because they're dead. So, but you can
introduce some new cats though. You can bring some other new characters in.
We could pull a Cheech Marin and have him come back as like different character, Yeah, no, there's some we've got ideas, and Darren and I have been kicking around other kind of unrelated story ideas that we're super excited about that maybe have similar flavors to this that people would love. But coming back to this world, like, we've had some ideas, we've had some conversations of stories you could tell both before and after this movie takes place, and some of them are pretty wild and would be a really cool experience to get to do. So it'll always be in the back of my mind, and could come about someday. You never know.
Well, I'm hoping everybody tunes into this, watches this, and demands it. We're gonna get that hashtag going, second date. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that happen.
Nice.
It's a fun ride, man. And I had a good time watching it. The characters, you guys knew what you were doing. There's definitely elements that we're filmmakers, you critique here and there, but I think it was rather solid. And just you built a universe that I would love to come back into and have fun again.
It was
a great time, my friend.
So
for those that haven't seen it yet, and although we might have spoiled a little bit, I don't think it was that bad of a spoiler, but why should cats see this? What for the fans that are watching this and checking this out, tell them, just, sell them on First Date for my people that are watching this.
Well, it's the craziest first date that you'll ever see, most likely. So that's reason number one. If you want a fun, thrilling ride that hopefully takes you through a whole spectrum of like feelings, I love experiences like that when you watch a movie and you get a whole variety of flavors to it, and it has twists and turns that you may not see coming, and takes you to a place that maybe you didn't expect when you started out, but that you really enjoy and love, and it's exciting. If you're into that sort of thing, then this is the movie for you. So please check it out.
Heck yeah. Manuel, yeah, man, definitely First Date again. Check it out. I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't wait for more. Do we have anything else you have on the docket that I can maybe throw some light and love on and shine? And or if not, maybe throw some socials out there if we can't spoil anything, how they can check you out and follow, so that way you got these new fans that are coming at you. They can stay tuned to be ready for it and support it.
Sure. Yeah, I have a website, manuelcrosby.com, which has a lot of like, if you're into short films, it has most of the short films I've ever worked on, and things I've collaborated on with other people too. So that's definitely the place to go. I'm not really on social media much. As far as what's next, keeping it close to the chest for now, but some things I'm really excited about and can't wait to share. So yeah, thanks for following along. Really appreciate it. And can't wait for you guys to see the next one.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm going to be following. I'm going to be subscribing. I'm going to check it all out. And when those come to play, man, I'd love to show love and give you some light on that and tell my people all about it. ManuelCrosby.com. Manuel, your boy Kuya P. First Date is in theaters and on demand July 2nd. Make sure you check it out and demand #second date. We want to have it happen because I'm ready to dive into that world again, have fun with those characters and give them all the love. All right, y'all. Kuya P, Manuel Crosby, NRW, Nerds of Color. We're out of here.
Don't waste your time.